the brand new president and interim GM, who is kind enough to join us now. Jim, welcome back to the show. We really appreciate you taking the time.
Nice to be with you.
This fella Jay-Z once told me that 72 is the new 52, or thereabouts. My point is not about the age, but you could have gone quietly into the night with the cups, the Hall of Fame resume and jacket. What was it about the Canucks that brought you back this quick?
Well, I was enjoying myself, I will say that, being at home more and spending more time with my family and being stress-free. But Francesco, he called and wanted to meet, and he was even kind enough to fly and come to my house. And for an NHL owner to take the time to do that and have a 4-hour visit and talk through all the history of the Canucks and where he wants to go, it just turned out to be a really good meeting. And I work on gut feelings, and it's the same as when I went to Pittsburgh. I had a good gut feeling about it, and I enjoyed my time in Pittsburgh, and it was the same in Vancouver. I know the passion of hockey here in British Columbia. They love the Canucks, and I see the atmosphere in the building, and so hopefully I can do some things here to get this team to be a consistent playoff team and work our way to be a contender.
Jim, how much of that gut feeling had to do with the pieces already in place? Like, did you look at the team, or was it just the feeling that you got from the owner?
No, whether I'm working or not, I watch hockey games every night. And of course, being in the East, you get Vancouver as the prime game late at night. And I always stay up right to the end of all the games. So I see the Canucks play a lot. I saw what everybody else saw. The team underperformed the first 20 games, and it was obvious that they were better than what they were doing. And how much better that is, nobody really knows yet. I mean, they've got a little bump here with the new coach for the first 4 games, but certainly everyone can see that there's a bunch of good players on this team, and there's a high skill level. We have a franchise goalie, which is what everybody wants to start building towards a championship. So there's a lot of good things about this. And I think we'll have a better understanding here, within the next month or so as we watch the team play more. And personally, I think the team might even be better than what people thought it was supposed to be. So hopefully that's right, and we'll see what changes we have to make at that point in time. But there's a lot to like about this team, even though it was a disappointing first 20 games.
You talked about how much BC, how much Vancouver, how much the Lower Mainland loves this team, and that you could feel it. Everyone talks about Canadian markets being different. And this one in particular, a lot of folks say it's a little bit different, and that communication with this fan base is really important. Do you feel the same way?
Well, I don't know. I haven't been here long enough, but I think communication with the fan base is important always. I mean, the fans, they're so important to sports, and they deserve the right to know mostly what's going on. I mean, we can't tell them every time we're negotiating to make a trade or something like that, but certainly that they have an idea of what our vision is and where we're trying to go and where we want to go. And so the general manager has a responsibility to do that on a fairly regular basis when asked. For now it'll be me, and when we appoint a new general manager, it'll be that person. And at that point in time, of course, I'll give my vision, not as much on a regular basis, but at different times. But like I said, the fans are so important, and they deserve it.
One of those visions, obviously, is a new GM, as you mentioned. And one of the headlines I read after today's news conference was Rutherford has a list of 40 GMs. Obviously, this is an important decision. But do you know exactly what you're looking for when it comes to the GM?
I do. I have the list, and they're in different categories. You have, one category of guys that already have experienced the GM's job in this league, and then you have the other list of guys that have worked long and hard as assistant and learned along the way. and are working towards becoming an entry-level general manager. And I've had good fortune in mentoring some of these younger guys, and there's guys around the league now that have worked with me. So
Yeah.
what I'd like to see in a general manager is a winner, a guy that knows how to win, a guy that is hardworking, he's loyal, he's got a good sense for hockey talent. He believes in what I believe in as to how the team should play, which is fast, which hopefully is fast because we have good skaters. If we don't have good skaters, we have to play quick. You have to play the way we played last night. I mean, Carolina is one of the quickest teams in the league, and I give our players and coaches credit for handling that game last night. And so it's all about communication, being a team player within hockey ops, knowing what players we need, knowing the draft, what players that we want to draft, knowing how to make trades, and having the kind of team that we want, that quick, fast team, playing with a lot of tempo, and having a balanced lineup where the coach can roll anybody out on the ice at any time. It doesn't matter who they're playing against.
Do you have an expectation of how long that process will take?
I don't. I'd like to do it sooner than later, but in a lot of cases, I'm going to have to get permission from other teams to talk to certain people. Usually they give permission because the player's getting, or the person's getting an elevated position, but
Right.
that takes a little bit of time. We have to go through the process. The main thing is to get it right. And sure, I'd like to have it done by tomorrow, but it's not going to be done tomorrow. It's going to be done at the appropriate time.
Describing the way you want this team to play, it seems like you've got a pretty damn good coach to do that, don't you?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. I think that I think Bruce is really the right guy here. You know, like I like Travis Green as a coach, and I think for the most part, what I saw, he did a good job. But sometimes you need to change it up. And based on where these players are at now, what they went through the first part of the season, Bruce is that positive confidence motivator that gets a lot out of his players.
Does the 4-0 start under Boudreau give you a little bit more leeway to maybe take some time on bringing in a GM? Like, did it feel like there may have been pressure to appoint someone as GM quicker had there not been a nice little start under Boudreau?
No, it's got nothing to do with it because I'm capable of doing the job. It's not why I'm here. At this point in my career, being president is a better role for me, but you know, I certainly have the experience and had some success at it. So I can do it for as long as we need to do it. So I don't feel any pressure.
Before I let you go, I love this stat that Bruce Boudreau scored his first career goal against you. Did you know that before you guys came together again in Vancouver?
Yes. Bruce and I have been friends for a long time. We were good friends when we were younger, you know, but like I tell Bruce, he had trouble scoring on other guys. So as a friend, I wanted to make sure he got on the scoreboard.
Did you remember it? I mean, obviously, people have played this goal a couple of times since you came together again in Vancouver. But did you remember the goal at all when people started mentioning it to you again?
Do you know how many goals were scored on me in the NHL?
A couple.
No. I did not remember it, no. But I've seen the replay as you guys play it over and over, and I probably could have played it a little different if I didn't want my friend to score.
Yeah, it looks like he caught you leaning there. Maybe we can get a few. Next time you join us, Jim, I guarantee we'll have a couple of glove saves and a beauty, okay?
Okay, I'd appreciate that.
Listen, I'm not sure if you know this, but you were on our first TV show after you traded for Phil Kessel with the Penguins. 2 cups later,
Yeah.
Not a bad deal. Appreciated it then, appreciate it now. Thanks for doing it.
I do remember that,
You
by
do?
the way. So anyways, look forward to seeing you again.
All right, be well. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.